Hello, my name is Kevin Smay. I work for the Valen Corporation as a lubrication product technical specialist. Today we're doing a how-to video to show how to make appropriate time changes to the Lincoln P203 series pumps. We're going to be looking inside the pump at the internal processor board and seeing how we can make additional changes to the time settings to meet your particular application. Today we're going to be using 4 tools if you're looking to make these changes yourself. Best probably to have a standard screwdriver with a small flat blade. And then also if you have either a battery operated bit, Phillips, or a regular Phillips screwdriver would be helpful. In our shop, since we're going to be working here today, we have a 24 volt pump. We've got that set up to a 110 volt converter that we're using for our time and adjustments today. Whenever servicing the bottom section of the pump, we want to first disconnect our power, which is with this round bandit connection. That's your power side, so disconnecting any power source that you may have coming to the pump. Typically, of course, you would have this mounted on a vehicle or some type of piece of machinery, but today so you'd have to remove the pump unless you have great access to the bottom of the pump. What we're going to do is we're going to locate here at the bottom of the pump a series of screws that need to be taken off. So in this case, in our bench location, we're going to go ahead and turn the pump completely upside down so we have complete access to those particular screws, and we're going to take those screws out. All right. With all the screws then loosened from the basic housing, you can go ahead and pry this up. There is a small gasket that's in there. We want to be careful to not damage as we pull this off. See that little felt gasket there? We're going to turn this off to the side. Going to reveal inside that we've got our motor and our board in place. This is the board that we're going to be looking at. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the process board out of the bottom of the pump. Notice there's a series of connections that are in place. So we want to pull these off of their individual locations by lifting up this little tab here that'll pull those off. Put those off to the side. This board's going to slide nice and easily out of its slot. On occasion, if the board is really sticky, you may put your screwdriver up through the top end of your porthole and just slightly push down on it with the screwdriver to push it out. Now with the board pulled out, I want to keep it in its right orientation. You can see the dials a little bit more clearly. What we want to look at here is to focus on the jumper pins over here on the left of the blue dial. You see over here on the far, we have 4 pin settings. Right now, the second one over is telling us that we have it set for hours off, and then we have it set for minutes on. And if you look right below there, you can see kind of the diagram down here below. We're going to go ahead and set this for minutes off, and then leave it for minutes on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this black jumper here off. You see how those points are exposed. And we're going to slide it over to the next set of jumpers there. So we've effectively changed the time setting from hours off to minutes off. You can also do that with seconds then too. It should be noted though, to do any of these kind of changes, you need to be mindful that that's going to significantly affect your lubricant dispense from the pump. So you need to consult with someone before you do that. Once that's completed, and I'm going to change this back here to hours, then simply through looking at the slots that are on the pump, I don't know if you can see those slots down here. They're located right up in this top corner. You can go ahead and take your board and you can process and put that back into place. Slide that back into place as far as you go. So besides changing times, you may have a need to change the processor board if it was damaged in some way. Then we have a set of 3 pins that are going to go on the first 3 to the left. They snap into place. We have the motor ones that are going to be the next 2. They snap into place. And then our auxiliary points are snapped into the far right points. With that in place, then we're able to put our lid back on. So we'll turn our pump back over and reassemble that. It's important with any of these changes that you would make that you would consider your application, and also give us a call that we might talk about your application so that we properly have the correct time setting for your needs.